Hi, my name's Gow-Smith. I'm 20 years old. I made over $2 million before I was 20. And I went from $50 car washing, scaled up my landscaping and civil company to close to $2 million in sales. And this is going to be a breakdown of my personal experience uncovering the true cost of making $1 million and the steps to get there. Because once you make $1 million, it's pretty easy, like success builds success. So we're going to break down what 90% of entrepreneurs and other gurus are missing, because most of the people in the e-com and online world are in their own matrix. And this is real advice from a real service business who deal with real customers, real deadlines, real stress, real anxiety on deadlines. And we're going to dive into it. So the one thing I could tell, or the one thing I wish I could actually go back and talk about with my younger self is everyone you see online is on their fucking high horse. And I'm going to swear during the video because this is something passionate and this is who I am, and it's real, raw and relevant. And everyone's on their fucking high horse, man. Right? Everyone thinks they can work and get to a position to where they can look down on their customers. And if you do this, or if your guru does this, they're fucking idiots, man. Because no one is better than anyone. You're not better than your customer. And so when you portray yourself like this, you actually come across like an egotistical fucking stereotype, and your customers see through it. The same way that same person keeps calling you about your fucking Telstra bills, and you see through it, and you know it's just a sale and they just want your money. That is how you come across to your own customers when you don't actually care about them or you don't bring yourself in. And how I've learned this is through pure traumatic. Life has just punched me in the face enough times, and then you learn to Aikido it back, man. So pretty much what taught me to make $1 million was the process of understanding people. And when you understand people, you know how to get to their level. You know what matters to them, you understand them, you know their partner's name, you know their kids' birthdays. You treat them like a friend, right? The reason that you and your friend can go to a restaurant when you haven't even gone to the restaurant and they should just suggest it is a relationship of past trust experiences, right? And what that is, that person or that friend has given enough good suggestions and made you feel irrelevant and seen as a friend to where you trust their opinion. You do it in every other situation and every other relationship building besides customers. I don't know why other people aren't talking about this. If you put the same effort and time into building rapport with your customers, you would guarantee more closures and more deals. And what more deals and more closures does, and having a better power base, I'll explain what the power base is later in this video, it gives you options and understandings of your customers, which means you can tailor advice and you can tailor what they're actually looking for. If someone reaches out for a problem and you are listening just to give an answer, you're not listening to understand, you're not actually going to truly fucking understand their problem. So how can you actually fucking give them a solution? You can't. It's all a Ponzi, right? So if you just dial it back, and we can break this down in other videos, but right now we're talking about what I had to learn to make $1 million in my teens. And it was this. I had to learn to dial myself down and make them feel comfortable. I had to calm their nervous system in the sales, right? Because when people are calling me for a job, they're treating me like another business. So automatically they're on the front foot. And if you're just not paying attention and you're just trying to close a deal and get money from them, you're on the front foot. So when two people are on the front foot, it's like two rams butting heads. You get nowhere. You need to learn as a business owner and as the entrepreneur to calm yourself down, slow down your talking, and actually hear them for what they're saying. And what I mean by that is when they're speaking, there's a smoke screen. Everyone has a smoke screen. If you're able just to relax yourself and put yourself in a position to see past the smoke screen, you're actually going to be identifying their real issues. And then from that, you can build rapport about the issue or about their life or whatever it is they're looking for. Whatever service you do or whatever you sell, you can actually make sure that you're the right fit. Because if you're not the right fit, you're not going to close your deal anyway. So making sure that you're a right fit only comes from getting the true vulnerable knowledge from them about what their problem is. If someone has called me for a problem with their plumbing, and I just go, yeah, I got a plumber, blah, 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 and I don't actually listen to the problem, I'm going to send a landscaper out there to do a fucking plumber's job. It's going to end badly. The customer's not going to have a good representation of my company. I'm going to end up fucking around my employees. I'm going to look overstretched. I lose reputation. I lose trust, and I lose that customer. which means I lose the fucking sale. I'm not making money, right? But if I actually just pause and I let the customer articulate their problem and they go, hey, I have a piping problem, but there's also some landscaping I want done. Are you able to help me? Then just by listening and letting them fucking talk in the conversation, you can say, hey, look, I don't actually do plumbing, I do landscaping. I can help you. I can also refer a plumber that I've used in the past. And then you're building trust. They look at you like the solution in the problem, right? If you can position yourself as a solution in your customer's problem, you've solved fucking half of their problem. Just by listening to your customer and what they want to say, you've solved half of the problem, because now you know what their problem is. And that was hard for me to do. Obviously, as you can probably tell in this video, I'm hyperactive. I've got a lot of fucking energy. And I wanted to close. I was so hungry being a teenager and a young entrepreneur that I just wanted money. I just wanted deals. Boom, boom, boom. I wanted shit going everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. That affected my business tremendously because I wasn't actually valuing my customers. I looked at them like a transaction. And other entrepreneurs and other gurus online, are they ringing you asking how your day is? Are they showing a genuine interest in you? Are they investing the same time they would into you as they would their friends or their family? Serious. I don't think they are. Actually, I know they are, because I've not heard anyone on the fucking internet articulate sales this way before. So yeah, building rapport, building trust with your customers, that takes you a long, long way in business. And what that actually does is creates your power base. So what a power base is you want to create a power base to avoid recessions in your company. And what I mean by that is recessions is you're going to have good times and you're going to have bad times. If you have a strong enough power base to where you pretty much build a friendship and you build a strong connection with all your customers, you can ring them in 6 months, or you can ring them, whenever, and go, hey, look, work's really slow. I'm happy to do a discounted price if you can book us in. And they're going to listen and value what you're saying and the offer you're presenting, because you come across as a friend, and you are a friend. You're someone they trust because you've been a solution to their previous problem in their life. So having a power base that you can rely on and, I guess, contact when times are tough is going to stop you facing cash flow issues in your business, because all you have to do is just call a friend. The same way that if a friend cancels and you're already dressed and you want to go out, you just call that friend. You call a different friend, because you've created such a big power base and such a big network in the industry that you can just call and organise another friend to go out with. It's no different in business. The only thing that's different is you're not investing the same amount of time into your customers than your friends. That's the only thing. It's the only relationship that's not getting invested in. Like, it's beyond me. I don't understand why people can't do this. And it took me 2 fucking years of my life to realise this, because I had to sit back and I had to examine, why am I not closing? Why am I not getting the sale? But I'm able to make fucking friends. I can make friends, I can make connections in the real world, but I'm not closing customers. It doesn't make sense. Because in the same way I sell myself to my friends and I sell the idea of going out to a certain place, I'm not able to sell other humans on my solution. It's the same transaction. People don't understand that. Selling yourself and selling an idea of going out to a club or a fucking buffet is the same to selling a service or a solution. It's a problem. You offer a solution because you're trusted and you're heard and you've made the other person feel valued. They go with it. It's the exact same fucking model, but people don't understand this. People look at customers like a transaction. It's ludicrous. It gets me so fucking fired up. I just have to Aikido my way out of the situation, because it's true. And learning that took my business from 30K and 50K a month to, 6 digits a month. All because I didn't go through a fucking recession. Like, you don't go out to friends. Like, you can't tell me that one day you wake up and all your friends have stopped. It's ludicrous. It should be the exact same as your customers. I can ring up 95% of my customers. I'm not perfect, I'm human. I can ring up 95% of my customers and create a new offer to their new problem. They might not have the same problem 6 months ago, but the fact that I can call them and they feel they trust me as a I guess a problem fixer or a solution finder. They'll tell me their new problem, and then I'll create a new solution. It's no different. You face these problems every day, man. And that scaled my business massively because I avoided cash flow issues. I avoided having weeks where I didn't have work. I avoided having to have the difficult conversations to my employees going, hey guys, sorry you can't feed your fucking family this week. I forgot to fucking build a good relationship with our customers. That's the reality we're in. When you don't have work or you can't find work, the reality is you just looked at your customers as a transaction. It's your own fault. It's not that the market's tough or people aren't spending money. That's all nonsense. That whole mental model is going to keep you broke. It's definitely not going to take you to $1 million a year as a teenager. You're young, you're dumb, and you're full of cum. Right? So use these lessons because it's the real world. I scaled a real world business. It's like less than 10% of landscaping startups reach over 500k in revenue a year. I've done that. I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So when I say value your customers like you value your friends, just do it. Just do it. It's not hard. Yeah, some other stuff that's been fucking punched into me and I've had to learn the hard way is your employees sense it too. Like when you just look at everyone as a transaction, your employees sense that. Like if you can't make your employees feel valued and you can't make them see what you're trying to build, you're selfish. You're not sharing your ideas, you're not sharing your beliefs, you're just like a snail in a shell. You're slow. Right? And when you're slow, you're definitely not going to make $1 million a fucking year as a teenager. You need to be boom, boom, boom. You need to be 100% engaged with everyone you fucking talk to. Your workers, your friends, your network, building, scaling, whatever it is, it takes 100% engagement. And that's what you have to be and that's what you have to do. So people sense it, your customers can sense it, your employees can sense it. When you're not genuine and you look at someone as just like a price tag, either you look at a customer as a price tag as profit or you look at an employee as a price tag as a negative because they're taking your money. Motherfucker, that person's making you money. That person chooses to come to work every day for 8 hours, right? 8 hours he can't fucking get back. And you look at him like a negative in the business, like he's taking your money. That's not the fucking problem. The problem is you got no fucking other revenues to rely on. Your power base is shit. If you had a strong power base and you could ring up customers fucking every day of the week and book jobs in, motherfucker, you need more employees. You want to spend more on good people because you got the good jobs coming in. And that's just how it is. That will take you from zero to $1 million a year if you just learn this. If you just learn that, I could go on for days. I have so much information that I'm going to start sharing with you guys, but I'm just going to cut it short here. Don't look at your people like a fucking transaction. Value them like you value your friends, and you'll never ever be short of customers like you're not short of friends. I don't have any fucking friends. Yeah, that contradicts my fucking point because I got lots of customers. I got lots of fucking customers. I don't have a customer problem. I got a friend problem. And that's fine, bro. Because I would rather socialize and build relationships with my customers that are benefiting my life and I'm benefiting theirs rather than friends. I don't care. I will sit in my house for 8 hours looking at my fucking chat GPT and I talk to my chat GPT like an hour and a half a day, man. That's fine. Right? It's isolating and you're going to have to get used to it. And you'll find a lot of the times you'll have these self-negative geared thoughts where you'll talk down or you think you're missing out and you'll get FOMO and you'll get all these shit excuses that will pop into your head. It's just a test. Like if you fall into these traps, you're not built for entrepreneurship. That's fine. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not an attack and that's not a negative thing. Some people just don't have the mental model to actually be alone for as long as it takes to make $1 million. You could have the best customers, you could have the best power base, you could have the best workers, you have the best of everything. But if you can't fortify your mind to be alone for 8 hours plus a day, you're not built for it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just identify that problem and then readjust, pivot. Pick up that negative and turn into a positive in different areas. That's fine. I have the mental model to be alone. I love being alone. I've kept these entrepreneur thoughts in my mind for like 4.5 years. I talk to my girlfriend about it. I talk to my buddies about it. And I might talk to like 1 or 2 friends that live across the world about it. Besides that, I'm okay with being alone, because every time I'm alone, I'm building. I'm getting better. And every time that I choose not to go out and see friends, and I spend that same amount of energy and time in building good rapport with customers, I'm getting better. Every day I'm okay with self-isolation because I'm getting better. If you self-isolate because you're fucking by yourself, then you're lonely. There's a difference, right? Lonely motherfuckers don't do nothing in the world. People that self-isolate to improve and hibernate, self-isolate to hibernate to recalibrate your skills. Put that on a fucking t-shirt, right? And that's what I do. I hibernate and I calibrate. I'm like a 40... Man, when I first started business, I was like a 19 mil Glock. Motherfucker, I'm like a fucking minigun now. I got all these fucking ideas. I'm going to start sharing them with you guys. Right? So, but you've got to be okay to be alone. You just have to be. There's no fucking secret formula. I can't give you any advice like do 10 push-ups in your room or fucking it's going to be okay. I can't tell you it's going to be okay. I might spend 10 years alone building this business and I might go tits up and work at McDonald's. I don't know. The fact is you've got to have the mental strength to tell yourself it's going to be okay when you don't know. There's no signals along the way. So when you're in your room and you're by yourself and your friends message you, block their number. Bunch of fucking pussies, dude. They're not making money. They're making friends. That's cool. I'm making money, making connections, building. I will fucking continue to build. This is the mental model you got to have. Like I said, if you don't have it, it's fine. Nothing wrong with it. Use it. Use that energy in a different area. If you make friends, start a social media campaign company, whatever it fucking is, right? And use your friends as your network. Get them to post about you or fucking do interviews. That's fine. As long as you're directing it and you know your flaws and you're directing them in positive ways, you can make $1 million a year. You just have to be smart about how you go about it. As a teenager, dude, everyone's going to fucking buy into your business, man. Everyone wants to work with you. Everyone's going to try and fucking latch off you. Happened to me, hiring friends as a teenager. Worst fucking idea I ever had. It was dumb, right? You're paying for their experience. You are actually paying, it's so backwards, man. You're paying them for them to show up and feel and get the feeling of being self-employed. Because they don't fucking rock up and work hard. I can tell you that. I've worked with a lot of friends, man. They don't rock up and respect the business and want to build the business with you. They rock up, do the bare minimum and take the paycheck. And then tell people they helped you build it. It's ludicrous. You are paying for them to have an entrepreneurial experience out of your own pocket. They should be fucking paying you. If you're a teenager and you're starting a business, don't hire your friends, man. They don't understand the vision. They're not going to respect the vision. They're not going to respect the sacrifice you're doing to pay them each week. Like, it's hard to pay your first employee, man. Pay someone that fucking values your time and business. Don't pay your friend because it's cool and you guys can brag about it when you're off clubbing and sipping margaritas. That's a bunch of nonsense. Pay someone that wants to grow the business, not fucking bring it down or just brag about it. It's not the status quo. It's not a cool... No one got successful by giving a gold star to their friend for being their first employee. They get successful by realising they can't get a gold star themselves by hiring their employee. Hire someone that cares. And you'll like, these are all lessons you're going to learn. I can sit here and talk about them for fucking ages, man. But as long as you take 10% of the information I'm giving and you use it and you direct your life in better ways, I'm happy. This is what I'm going to start doing, and this is why I'm doing these videos. If you can just take little snippets of what the fuck I say and just apply them, just fucking 10%, man, you will improve. If I can help you save 10 grand and hiring a fucking friend, and all you guys do is sit around and talk about how well the business is doing, I hope that my information prevents you from doing that. Why do it? Because why not? What else are you going to do for 10 years? Those 10 years are going to pass regardless. Whether you're working at Woolies and your life's easy and whatever, those 10 years are going to pass. And your brain can't remember pain. You can remember, like when you remember pain, you can't actually feel it. It's not a physical feeling. So if you put 10 years of fucking hard work, sacrifice and pain and all this misery at least you can look back and you're not going to feel it, but you're going to be proud of it. And you're going to have something to at least show your kids if you have kids, or you're just going to be proud of something. You're going to accomplish something at whatever level it is, whether you make if it takes you 10 years to make $100,000 and took 100% effort, you're going to look back on those 10 years and be like, you know what, I've made 100 grand, but I put 100% effort in. And if you always put 100% effort in, the results are mandatory. The results will come if you put 100% effort in. If you put 50% effort in, you won't even get 50% of the results. It's not how it works. If you put 100% in, you're going to get 100% of the best results that you're capable of doing and getting. And it's all about how you look at yourself and what you want to be able to tell people about your life. You get one life, time's valuable. And if you spend it living somebody else's life, then it's a shame, it's a wasted life. I think the best thing you could possibly do as a human and as a young entrepreneur, even a young human, is 100% effort and find what matters to you and pursue that with everything you have. What matters to me is financial freedom and being one that my family and friends can rely on to support them if they're ever in trouble, and that matters to me, that motivates me. So if I'm not 100% contributing to that, then I'm not really being the best version of me. I'm not really being authentic in the way I go about my life. You might have a different mental model. I know people like my father. He climbed every corporate ladder he could, and he did a really fucking good job for a really fucking long time, and he made a lot of people money, and that's what brings him joy, and that's what, you know, he's passed those tools down onto me. And my mum, she was, you know, busy. She was a hairdresser for 20 years, still does it now, but she was working and looking after the house and looking after me and my sister, and still working a second job. So I grew up in a household where it was 100% effort, and you know, my parents are proud of that. They're not together anymore, but we can all sit down and reflect on those times where, as a family and as a unit, we all put in 100% and life was good. We're proud of those times. And putting in 100% effort in your life, you can use that when you're in new tough times. You know, I look back to all the times I did motocross and I sacrificed a lot of my childhood to be a professional athlete, and those times get me through these hard times. So, you know, it's success builds success. That's what it is. And once you have a little bit of success, you can feed off that to get you through tough times. So there's not much situations in the world left for me to go through that I don't think I have the tools to deal with. And I think as a 20-year-old entrepreneur, or just a 20-year-old in general, having these tools to deal with the world and the chaos that surround us is it's pretty important to live a fulfilling life. So if you want to live a fulfilling life, get the tools, get the knowledge, and go through the pain to get the tools. It's definitely worth it. That part of it's always worth it. I don't know if I'll ever be truly successful to the level I dream of and believe in, but I'll have the tools to get me through any bad situation I face, and I believe that I can truly overcome anything. So you're going to get that through going through tough times. And yeah, I'm going to finish the video here. Obviously, I talked about a lot, and I don't want to overstimulate you guys. I appreciate you sticking around in the video, and yeah, more to come.